So I am fat. I'm almost 50. I hate my job. I have no passions in my life. Those are the great conundrums that have been keeping me awake at night for the past number of weeks and maybe months and whatever. I will be 50 in March, so that is just under 5 or so months. I think it's 5 months today, actually, that I will be 50. I've been in my current job for about 6 months now, just under 6 months, and it was a job I had to take because I was made redundant from my previous one, which was very well paid. This one, not so much. I'm fat because I overeat emotionally and just because I love food. I have tried everything from keto, Weight Watchers, Slimming World. I've even had a gastric balloon, which did not work. So I'm sitting here in my new house, which is full of damp, which needs an awful lot of work done to it. I can see my favorite photographs over my shoulder. This is my son and my father who passed away in April. This is a picture of my son. I've even got my ex-husband in there as well somewhere, and myself. I love this new house. It needs an awful lot of work done to it, but I love it. And I'm kind of looking at where I am now in my life, and I need to make some drastic changes. Not because I'm almost 50 and I'm having a midlife crisis, although I'm almost 50 and probably am having a midlife crisis, but I don't want to do another 50 years, another 60 or 70 years, hopefully, and come out that end and say, what did I do with my life? Now, I've had a great life to date, comparatively. I've done a lot of traveling. I have a beautiful son. My ex-husband and I actually get on now, although it was a horrific divorce, but we get on, and I think we have a mutual respect for each other, certainly in terms of bringing up our child. My father, my dearest, darling hero of a father to me, passed away in April, and I'm still trying not to be visibly grieving with that. But that is a gulf in my life that I don't even think I can verbally explain. And I know, look, my father was 78. He died from COVID on his 52nd wedding anniversary. I know I've maybe said this in previous videos, but I thought my father would live forever, you know. I am very grateful that I got to almost 50, having both my parents. My mother is alive, God bless her. I love her dearly. I didn't have quite the same relationship with my mother, as I'm sure mothers and daughters are either fractious or best friends. She's more of a best friend now than she ever was when I was in my teens and 20s, because I wasn't ready to accept her as a friend in those years. But my father throughout that had always been my rock. And so I've got a gulf in my life, that I feel as though I've got a gulf in my life. And I'm looking to see, where do I go from here? What do I change? What do I embrace? What do I give up? And so I've been looking at various ad nauseum YouTube videos and all sorts, you know, life after 50 and all that good stuff, as you do when you get into this sort of, you know, weird slump of a who am I and why am I here kind of, you know, what is my purpose in life? I've been watching some TEDx videos and all sorts of things, you know, how to reinvent yourself after age 50. I've already put myself over the hill of 50 and I'm still 49, you know, I've still got almost half a year of this last year of my 40s left, but I've already given up on that, and I'm already in my 50s mentally. So I'm looking at who I am, and a lot of these places or these sites or whatever are find your passion, because if you find your passion, it'll never seem like work. And I'm thinking to myself, that is fantastic advice, unless you have no passions. Like, what am I passionate about? Certainly what I have no passions that I could monetize financially so that I could go off and do. You know, a lot of my passions would be things that you would think a 49-year-old shouldn't be passionate about. Like, I like playing some games on my computer, on my phone, you know. I like talking on YouTube to my little friends out there, and you know who you are, guys. I love you all. And you know, I don't have anything. I have one best friend, I have one mother, I have one son, I have one ex-husband, I have one dog. He's probably going to bark soon. I'm a, you know, I'm a person of ones, not a person of manys. And so I've been thinking today, and this is why I sort of wanted to come on here, almost sort of cathartically, to kind of get it out there and talk about, what do you do when you don't know what to do, kind of thing, you know? And my best friend, and I love her dearly, says, well, you know, Natalie, you've got to just try different things and something will stick. Well, I mean, you could say the same about diets, and that nothing has stuck when it comes to diets. Nothing. And I look at all these 100-pound lost videos and you know, body transformation videos, and something clicked in that person that the need to change was bigger than the need to have the bun or the 15th bowl of soup. Even though it's healthy soup, you're still having 15 bowls of it. You know what I'm saying? But nothing has ever clicked in me. The only time something has ever clicked in me, and it's the only epiphany or the only immediate transformative thing in my life, was the day I found out I was pregnant. I had been to that date a social smoker. I always had a smoke when I had a beer or a drink or whatever. Whenever I was out with friends, my ex-husband smoked, so I would always light up in the house with him and everything. And the day I found out I was pregnant, I never touched a cigarette in my life again, ever. I've had 2 or so puffs in... Oh, sorry, folks. I'm getting a low video thing on there, so I was fiddling on the machine there. I'm one of these people, I never edit out my videos, so I may have to do this in a couple of different goes. Part 1 this will be. So the only time I've ever been that transformative is the day I gave up smoking, was the day I found out I was pregnant. I've never got that since. I've been searching for that, but I've never got it. So what do you do when you don't have nothing that you can do, or you don't know where to take that next step? And I think I wouldn't be alone if I did a poll of anybody who ever watched, all 13 people who will watch this video. You know, I don't think any of us have a clue. And maybe it is a case of we just got to go out and try different things and hope for the best. But that seems so hit and miss. So I started to think, you know, if I ran a charity and I had all the money in the world and I didn't have to worry about money or anything again, and I had the perfect home and the whatever, and I had the perfect body and stuff. If I really had to put something out there that I was passionate about giving to the next generation, passionate about not letting the same mistakes continue generation to generation, I think the only thing that I can think of that would really make me passionate about delivering to younger people of any age, quite frankly, is to never be in debt, is to never fall for consumerism, to never fall for the I want, so I'm going to have, regardless. It's, I've been looking at various YouTubes, even stuff like, how to be a minimalist, how to budget, how to do that, whatever, all this stuff I know in my heart. And I was watching this video the other day, and it was a family, large family in America. And the lady of the house was going to do some shopping. And most of the food she was taking off the shelf was processed food. And she's got a rather large family. We're talking 8 to 10 kids or something like that. We're talking hyper families. And she's spending like 2,000 quid a month, dollars a month. And it's just, there's vegetables and there's meat and everything in there, but there's a lot of crap in there. And then I was watching this other YouTube video about somebody going out shopping and the whole consumerism of it. I was watching people make over their homes, and they had stuff on every shelf. Now, I know I have photographs here and a few knickknacks, but quite frankly, all those will somehow end up around my house. I won't be bringing any more photographs into my house apart from what's on that little table there. I'm not living on the other 2 floors at the top of the house at the moment because they need to be renovated. So everything's kind of down here, but I work from this station here, and I didn't want to have blank walls. I'm just trying to create sort of a better Zoom sort of thing when I work. Anyway, the whole consumerism, the whole stuffing your life and stuffing your home and stuffing your pantry and stuffing your wallet and stuffing your whatever with stuff, honestly makes me feel anxious. It really does. I would rather have a very simple life with no financial concerns necessarily. Obviously, that's what most of us want. None of us want financial concerns. With very little stuff, unless it means the world to me. That photograph I took just on the cuff one day in my parents' house. It was a color one. I turned it into black and white. I sent it off to one of those companies to get it framed and whatever, just as a whim. And it's my most precious photograph, apart from some baby photographs of my son as well, and these little school ones of him. And I've got some beautiful photographs of my mother as a young person. I've got some photographs of my elder sister who died many years ago on that little sort of compilation photograph thing. I don't need any other photographs. I know who my son is. I know what he looks like. I know what my mum looks like now and whatever, but these are some precious ones to me. And when I was moving house, my mum was like, bring that with you. You never know when you might need it. I was screaming inside, I want to just basically come to this house with nothing apart from, some things that really mean a lot. And apologies if you hear my little dog growling. She's just gets a little bit like that when she hears kids screaming. Anyway, I don't want stuff in my life. I want to have clarity. I want to have space to pursue my passions, which I don't even have, but I want space to be able to then have time to find them. And as I say, the only thing I can think of right now is to give back to the younger generation, not to make the same financial mistakes that I made. Now, I'm very blessed that I have no debt apart from my mortgage on this house. And I did add an additional £40,000 on to my existing mortgage for this house. So, but it's still comparatively not a lot. And I just don't want kids, I don't want anybody to fall into the consumerism trap. I think it's the one thing that I would probably be so passionate about. So I want to do something with that. And I don't know what. And I was looking at GoDaddy to create a website and a blog and stuff like that to say, you know, don't get into debt or something like that. I would love to teach it in schools. I'd love to go around schools and tell kids not to fall into the trap, that there's more to life than the pursuit of money. Money does not buy you happiness. I know that. Buys you a better class of misery, as they say. You know, but I want kids to start pensions at 16, even if it's a tenner a month, even if it's half your pocket money. Just stick it in there, because you will never, ever be a poor pensioner if you start at 16 with very little. The magic of compound interest will be their friend for life. So in that vein, and in that vein of me having my hair absolutely out of place, in that vein, I think I have to pursue it. What I would love to do is start a charity and I am not one of these people that gives to the big Oxfams and WWF kind of things. I think they're all corporate nightmares. I think they do more harm than good. But the little charities, the little ones that were started by the parents who had kids that needed medical help, or, you know, found themselves in a position where they maybe got themselves out of it and they wanted to give back. I want to give back. I think that's the only thing I'm passionate about, is giving back. So my battery's about to die. I'm putting this up here on YouTube unedited, because you know me, and if you look at my other videos, I am the unediting queen, because I don't know how to do it and I don't have any software to do it, and quite frankly I don't have the patience to do it, so you get me warts and all. So I want to start something from nothing, and I want to live the ideals, and I want to live the, you know, the vision and the goals of this little thing that I want to create. And from that, I think there will be a personal transformation in it as well, because if I have to live into those goals of not having consumerism, of not having more than you need, I shouldn't be eating more than I need. And so I hope the transformation internally and externally on me personally will come from living into the ideals and the goals of what I want to give back. So in that, I'll end this video here. This is just an introduction. And I know I've done these sort of things before. There's one on, I'm sure I've got a video on here somewhere, if you search, of, you know, why I want to go minimalist and stuff like that there. Half of it was because I didn't want to do housework as much, you know, but, you know. But I've had this ideal for a long time of not austerity, not St. Francis of Assisi giving up every possession that he has, but giving up most of the things, and just to then have the space and the freedom to pursue something different. So with that, if you've got any ideas, comments, questions, criticisms, just fire them down in the comments, you know. We'll see where it goes. So this is an introduction to Fat, 50 and a failure, and we'll see whether or not I can transform that. Anyway, love you all. Take care. Bye.